wiggle, wiggle.
Like.
Hello and welcome to Val,
Hello.
and thanks for coming, Val.
Hey, you alright, man?
And the replay you bought for us today?
It was my first game in the Object 705. I saw a couple of Russian players playing it, and I thought, yeah, I might grind it out, because I want to get all 3 new Russian tier 10s, so... I just readied it up. This was the last game for the night, so I was like, yeah, I'll just try and have a good one, and this was it.
Is it a map you like? Well, I guess it's already in this one.
Not particularly, and I don't know if it's an Asia server thing, but I have not played this map in like 3 patches. I'm not sure. I pretty much only play tier 10s, but I cannot even remember the last time I played this map, honestly. Like, we just don't get it in tier 10s for some reason.
I had it yesterday in tier 10, so it actually
Oh,
worked
really?
over here.
Yeah. I think maps like Overlord is another one. I just don't get it. The last time I had it was the last time I played a tier 8. And I just don't get it in tier 10s, so I'm not sure if they just remove it from rotation.
I don't think I would miss it that much, to be honest.
No, they're not very good maps, honestly.
No. Well, this one in this setup I think is pretty good for you, at least.
Yeah, I'm in a heavy tank, I'm top tier. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's just go 1-2, you know? Like, let's go brawl some heavy tanks. I'm pretty excited to see, like, what the armor was like and stuff. I just wanted to give it a test run, see what strengths and weaknesses and stuff, you know?
It does look like your team spread out pretty good.
Yeah, that was a pretty lucky shot on the M103, honestly. I didn't really expect that.
I haven't played this
And
tank, so is that an average roll, you think? 397?
I mean, 440, so 397's kind of under, but... I mean, I wasn't too fast. I was pretty happy that I even hit the shot, honestly, so...
Yeah, it was a good snap.
Yeah.
So you got the T95.
Yeah, I just got the low plate shot there. Another low roll, but yeah, I wasn't really focusing on that so much. I kind of saw the other side. They'd hard pushed it, so I was kind of trying to get everyone to move up and start pushing.
Yeah, you have a lot of tanks behind you at least, but they seem to be standing a little bit still.
Yeah, that's the issue. They're behind me. They're not actually doing anything.
And the Lurv is looking at you for some reason.
The AMX, I'm not sure what the AMX-30 was doing. I think he was a bot or something, or just a very bad player, because he just sat there and took it. That was a very unlucky shot.
If you have XVM on, the color would be red.
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't have XVM, so I didn't really know. I'm not surprised, looking at how he plays.
T95 is actually shouldn't be a too bad player, to be honest. So, but he seems to be showing some weak spots.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that shot. I didn't know if I could pen it or not, and I was kind of this Type 5. That's what I was worried about, and I got very lucky right there.
Wow.
Very lucky. Blocked it by my gun, so I just cross here, take the shot from the lower. I want to get here and sort of create a crossfire, so every time the Type 4 tries to hit, he's either got to turn his turret to my team, or I get a free shot. I'm just trying to like push the momentum of the battle, because I know we're going to lose base very soon. And I want to try and clear out this as fast as possible.
That was more like a Type 4
yeah,
heavy
but that
shot.
wasn't too bad. Like,
No,
300 from a Type 4 isn't honestly that bad. Like, I get hit for 500 from those fucking things, so I'm okay with 300.
Yeah, that's true.
And I traded out, I think, twice or 3 times with him before he got that shot into me, so it was okay.
Looks to be a pretty good tank, actually. 705. I don't have it though.
Yeah, I mean, I've only played 1 battle. I had this and then I sold it. Like, it was pretty good stats to have it in. So, but I mean, the armor seems really nice. Like, its side scrape's so nice. And even the other day, I was shooting the roof with an Object 430U AP, and I couldn't pen the roof, like the little hatch thing. It was just bouncing, and I was really surprised that it didn't overmatch. So it actually has pretty decent armor, and the gun's nice.
Do you have the 268 V4?
No, not yet. I'm working on 3-marking the 430U before I get the 268, and then after I do the 268, I'll get the 705A. Although I'm not really super excited for the 705A. I don't like its heat penetration. 315 is really low for a tier 10
Oh, that's
heavy.
really low, yeah.
Yeah, like that's only 5mm more than the TVP, I think. The TVP is like 310 heat pen, I think, which is like, and a
Not
tier
too
10
good.
heavy with a big gun like that, and it's Russian, you'd think it'd have like at least 330 or 340.
Yeah.
This is pretty funny. I got lucky with the track, and then I just outplay a Type 4 on a WZ.
You don't know this, but in Super Unicums videos, there's no such thing as luck. It's pure skill.
Ah, it's pure skill, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's skill-based play, so. Well, the
Yeah, so I was having a
268
pretty
is
good game at this point.
yeah.
It was, 4 kills, 5k damage or whatever, and then like I actually just noticed at this point just how bad my team had folded. And I sort of started pulling back a bit and going, oh, I better farm some damage before I die.
Team is actually totally gone.
Yeah, exactly. The ISM's still there, but you're about to see they're all gonna jump in on him and kill him, so I'm pretty much the only one left alive.
Yeah.
If I didn't kill that Type 59, I think it could have been a Colabanons, but it's okay. That's another tank I'm kind of worried about. Carnarvons, they got really buffed a patch or two ago, I think. And it's got crazy DPM and really good armor.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the armor on the
I actually
turret
got caught out a bit.
it's very annoying, the armor on the turret. I find it very annoying, at least.
Yeah.
I have a hard time really penning it reliable.
But it's good that they buffed it, honestly, because it was so bad beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's a 1v4 and 1v3, I guess, now. I killed the FCM. I keep looking at the Hawk because he's, like, really gamey, and he keeps trying to get around me. And I know he just wants to get behind me and farm me, so I'm trying to just back up and get myself unspotted and sort of remove myself for a second and let them sort of try and figure out what I'm doing, and then I try and be a bit aggressive.
He's the best player on stats of the 3 that's left, at least.
Yeah, and I see after battle he had a really good game even though he lost.
The 268 is, come on, go on.
Yeah, sorry. The Carnarvon sort of came there and I was not expecting that at all. I was very surprised. And another thing is this wall in front of me, you can't spot through it, which is odd because most other walls in the game you can spot through.
Oh,
But I only spotted the T-34 when I was in proxy. So yeah, I focused out the Hawk because he's a one-shot, and the T-34 bounces, luckily.
Yeah, because the T-34 has a pretty decent pen.
Yeah, exactly. I was a little bit worried, but he bounces there, and then I'm pretty stoked at this point because I'm like, I can actually win this now.
Yeah.
If I don't fuck it up, I can actually win this. And I was on stream, and I was just like, completely silent, heart just going crazy, like it always does when I'm having big games like this.
It's a little bit more pressure on when you're streaming.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of backseat drivers that can give good advice when you fuck up.
I go for the double track on the Carnarvon, so now at this point I'm like, yeah, I've got this, but I nearly fuck it up here, and I take a bit longer to shoot the Carnarvon, but he took a bit longer to shoot me as well, so I win. GG.
Very nice game. And the result?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty decent game. I got a mastery badge. It was my first battle, so mastery badge and a Radley Walters, steel wall, high caliber, top gun. Obviously, I was pretty excited on the stream. Honestly, like I was just like going off. It was pretty fun. It was a shame I didn't get the Kolobanovs, but I was pretty stoked anyway. Like that was a really good game.
Yeah.
8.9k or almost like 4 damage off from 9k in a tier 9. 1900 base XP, like, yeah, it was a pretty good game.
Isn't 8 bonds is not that much for this game? Or is it just me?
It's a tier 9, so...
Yeah, that's true. Oh, you're actually right with the HVK. He had a pretty decent game.
Yeah, no, he actually had a really good game. I'm surprised you don't really see tier 8 light tanks doing 4k damage in a tier 9 game.
No. And the next replay you brought for us, Val?
It was my 3-mark game in the STRV. I was from last patch, actually. I was a bit frustrated because I'd gotten so close, but I just couldn't do it. And then I didn't play it for a week. And then I just rated it up and had this game, and yeah, this was it. It's a pretty good game.
Yeah. No spoilers, though.
No spoilers, absolutely not.
No spoilers, no.
So I got a 1-2 line.
I was a little bit surprised that you went to go this. I know you have a friend with you. I was just surprised you went to go here because you don't really have a lot of support.
I was kind of expecting some of my heavies to come with me and that I could just farm their heavies, but
Yeah.
I saw around at this point, I noticed that no one else was really coming with me, so I figured I'd come here and get one shot and then run away.
What I
I mean,
noticed
you
from,
come all this way, you might as well do something.
yeah, definitely. Some of the other ANC replays I saw, it was a lot of people going one side, the whole team.
Yeah, it's like you ping at the start and they'll pretty much all follow you.
Well, I guess
Bunch
it's
of little
kind of good.
puppies, man.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
at
good.
least they listen. On the
Yeah.
SG server, it's like you ping somewhere and they all avoid it for some reason.
Oh, it's the opposite. They don't wanna follow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they see me and they go, "Oh, he's going to go there and win it," so they won't follow him.
It's kind of the same in the EU. I think a lot of people are like, you shouldn't decide where I'm going, and I totally understand that. But if everybody's going one side, as they are some days, you're just gonna be spotted out and sniped out, and it's lost.
Yeah.
Can't really do a lot.
Yeah, so my friend got a little bit over eager there and died, and I just started running. I was hoping I'd get away in time. Luckily I do, but this Yag Tiger I'm pretty sure is not so lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a little bit too slow to get away from that, I think.
Yeah. But luckily for me, for this battle anyway, pretty much the entirety of the heavy tanks just pushes down the JK line, and I'm just, yeah, it's pretty fun.
I mean, I don't mind this map. I know it's pretty hated by a lot, but it's also not very balanced map from either side, I think, at least.
I actually kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's really it allows you to do a lot of stuff. Like, it's a really open map, and there's a lot of places you can go. Like, you're not just restricted to go to one area a lot of the time, which I really like. Like, I don't like. I'm trying to think of a map like that last game, Kharkov, I think the name of the map is, or Stalingrad, or whatever it's called. That map's like you got one area to go if you're a heavy tank. You got one area to go as a medium tank. Half the map you can't use because it's open. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
middle of
like
the
that
map
at
is
all.
useless, so.
Yeah, I like having options and being able to do stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Yeah, so I'm just bushwhacking, spotting out the enemy team. I get very unlucky here and get spotted. I don't know how, and then the ST1 pens me on the move. And I was like, okay, time for me to go.
I was actually wondering what was spotting you, if it was maybe the IS-7 or something.
Know. Maybe the IS-7 and there's a gap in the bush, but yeah, I genuinely don't know.
No.
But I don't think it was a very good position for me because they were all going to push in anyway, so I was eventually going to get spotted there.
Yeah, this ridge is good when they start to push.
Yeah, so I get up here on this ridge here, soonish, in the next couple of seconds, and I just go to town on them, like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, in many ways this is a perfect setup for this kind of tank.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this is the dream. This is what you want.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is probably one of my more campy games as well. Like, I know a lot of people hate this tank because it just camps and it's got crazy camo, but I think its biggest strength is its armor. Because the armor is just ridiculous. Even, like, tanks that should overmatch you, like an IS-7 or an E100, like, the amount of times I've bounced AP from those tanks is just phenomenal. Like, it makes no sense to me. And, like, when I'm playing an IS-7 or an Object 260 or, you know, any tank that's got a 122mm gun, I shoot at it with AP and I just bounce. And I'm sitting there like, well, how the fuck does this work? What's overmatching? So yeah, I tend to play this tank pretty aggressively. I try to anyway. I get very bored when I'm camping. I always want to be doing something.
So you're an aggressive player.
Oh, absolutely. I was a product of the medium tank meta, I think. I started trying to be better at this game when the TDs were like king, still had 850 alpha, and medium tanks were like the only counter. You ran optics on your 62A and you ran around, you spotted everyone, and that was just how you played. And that's kind of like how I've always played. I've always tried to be aggressive, and I mean, you camp when you have to camp. You can't push into base camps full of Jagdpanzer E100s. Like, you know, I'm not stupid like that, but at the same time, if I can, I will always be aggressive.
Yeah,
I get too bored.
True. Well, the IS-7 is smart. He's not really peeking up.
Yeah, I actually got a really lucky turret pen on the IS-7. I'm not sure if you saw it. The shot whiffed and went right up into his turret, but it still penned, and I genuinely have no idea how that happened, but
No.
here we are. The 1390 is trying to be sneaky and get spots in, but I don't really think he's going to be doing much. Like, the IS-7's further forward and he's going to spot more than the 1390 will, so he gets taken down for that.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive spot.
Yeah. I think it would have been, and surprisingly, nothing really went to the middle bridge. See, the biggest way to break a camp I found is going to the middle at about F6 or maybe E5 for the other spawn, and you can spot all the base campers and you get easy ways to get into the other side of the map. So I tend to go there when I'm trying to break a camp on this map, and no one seemed to do that on the enemy team, so I guess I got pretty lucky. Oh, sorry, I was very skillful in making the enemy team not do the right thing.
I think that's actually the position Furion went on this map in the same tank from the other side.
Yeah.
If I don't remember wrong.
Yeah, I do remember that video. He had a good game.
Yeah. But yeah, it depends a lot about your team on this map, I think, how good you're gonna do.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those maps where if you're going to push a flank, and it's either going to be the 1-2 or the 9-0 line, you have to have some support. You just cannot hold it by yourself. And there's not many maps that you can hold places by yourself, but there are some. But this is a map where you need support, and you can't really go off by yourself. Like, even going into the middle by yourself, you still have TDs behind you. So anytime someone tries to push you or whatever, you have people shooting them. So you have support. Whereas this map, it's kind of hard to do anything by yourself, and it's very team reliant.
That first B sounds really Danish. Can you? I don't know if he is though. It's a very Danish name.
Oh, is it? I never really. Yeah. I don't know much about European names. My apologies.
Ah, it's alright. We don't know much about Australian names here.
Oh, well, we're here to learn, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, that was unlucky.
Yeah, I have no problems with the Foch B. It can't really overmatch me, so I'm happy to just sit in front of it and it'll bounce all its shells off me. But this is a boring part of the battle. This is a part that and you'll notice it where I'm constantly going in and out of siege mode, constantly trying to move around, trying to figure out what I can do next. I sit here for like less than a minute and I'm already getting anxious. I want to do something, you know?
Trying to get a position in for something?
Yeah, trying to find a new angle on the team. Yeah, and you can see this Foch B, he just bounces off me. He's pretty much got no chance unless he snipes my cupola, but that's kind of hard.
Oh, that was a Centurion AX, that was a weird.
Yeah, the Cax kind of trolls me here for a sec. He bounces and I miss, I think, that shot, because that didn't even bounce, and I think I bounced a couple of times off him. And I penned that one.
Yeah.
They kind of buffed that. I think they buffed the turret on it a patch or two ago, which is good, because I fucking hated the Cax, man. It was just so annoying.
I like that tank. I think it's funny to ride. The AX, I mean.
It tries to be too much like a Leopard, but it just doesn't do it well enough, I don't think. Like, I think it's better than a Leopard in some ways, but I feel like the Leopard is better. Like, it's smaller and it's got a more accurate gun, and it sort of does a scouty role better than a Cax.
Yeah, true. It was played a lot at some point in the EU, but now we don't see it that much anymore.
The Cax, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there were ages ago when they first made it, there was a marathon mission to win the FV4202, the Tier 8 Premium, and you just had to play the Cax in pub battles. And it was like every day at the server, as soon as the time came up, you'd like get teams 10 Caxes on one side, 10 Caxes on the other side. That was annoying.
Full heat.
Yeah, so the battle's pretty much won at this point. I'm like 8k damage, and I see the Tortoise is practically full HP, and I'm like, yep, let's go. I can see the 10k damage was coming up, like, yeah. I just wanted 10k. Love me a 10k game.
Yeah, of course.
Love seeing those 5 digits. But yeah, this was my highest damage game from memory. I was pretty happy, but I mean, it is the STRV, so it's kind of cheating. I get a very lucky shot on the T-54 here. It's pretty dirty. Auto aim it. Yeah, it was very dirty.
It is a little bit of situational tank, but it's map aware. I think some maps are pretty screwed in it.
I actually try to play this tank at like 100, 150 meters plus, because the armor is that good that you can actually pull that off. And then people just want to shoot you because you're a dangerous tank, and so they'll focus all on you, and then you're just sitting there farming them while they're trying to kill you, but they can't. And yeah, I think that's why I kind of like it. I try not to play it like a lot of STRV players play it, where they're just bushwanking for the whole game, and then they'll push in when the game's won, or they'll bushwank some more when they've lost. It's very frustrating to play like that, for me anyway.
Yeah, if you meet one 10 minutes in the game, he hasn't been spotted, and all of a sudden when people move in, he just stands on distance and takes everybody apart.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it waits 10 minutes to do damage. Holy,
yeah,
that must be so
that's
boring.
really boring. I couldn't do that, honestly.
No.
I used to do that when I first started playing Jagdpanzer E100. That was my first tier 10. I'd sit in the fucking base and shoot all game, and then I'd either win or I'd lose, and that was it. Like, I didn't really care about anything.
No impact on the winning or losing thing, just making some
Yeah.
damage.
Once I figured out it had some armor, though, I was like, oh, I can push in this, so.
And, well, that was a win. Let's see the result. Well.
Yeah. 11.4k damage. I hit a blind shot, I think, on the Emil 2 at one point.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my highest damage battle I've ever had. Previous to this, it was 10.8k and Object 140. But yeah, I was pretty happy with this game. It was kind of weird. It was 11.4k damage, and it was only a first class, which I didn't notice at first. And then people on my stream were like, first class, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, not a mastery. And I've had masteries for less damage. But yeah, it was my third mark game, as you can see. I jumped like 2%, I think, because I didn't expect it. I played it, and I was like, oh, that's a good game. And then I came out, and I was like, 3 marks, what the fuck? I didn't expect that at all. But yeah, no, it was a pretty good game. What do we get? Just a Confederate and a high caliber, obviously. Not much else. I only got 1 kill, which was, yeah, super damage farmy. Ignore all the one-shot tanks.
The first class must be because of the shots over 300 meters in the tier 8, right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did 6,500 at 300 plus meters, which honestly, and it sounds like I'm blowing my own horn here, but it's not. That's not very typical for me.
No,
I don't usually. I really try not to shy snipe too much in it because it just gets too boring for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's what you have to do sometimes, but for me, I always try to be aggressive. Like you could see at the start, I went to the 1-2 line, and if I'd stayed there and if I'd had some support, I could have had a good game there, and it would have been like chai snipey as much. I would have been in 100 meters plus spotting for my team and whatnot.
Yeah, I didn't find it campy at all. I think you did what you have to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying before, is like you camp when you have to. Like you don't YOLO push when there's no reason to YOLO push, but if there's you can always find some way to be a little bit aggressive. You don't have to base camp the whole time, especially in an STRV.
Yeah, I agree. So I always ask for the best advice for the common plebs like me.
I kind of feel like I already gave it, but I'll explain it a bit more. Some people asked me recently how I would describe my playstyle, and I think in the last couple of months I was thinking about it a bit more, and I sort of came to the decision as I would describe it as passive aggressive. In that I'm not super YOLO-y, like for example Safi, who I think you've already interviewed. I'm pretty sure I watched his video. Me and him are pretty good friends. We've known each other for a few years now. We were in the same clan and stuff, and he always comments in my stream. He's saying, "God, I could never be as patient as you," because he's kind of similar in that he couldn't camp. He could never be passive like that. He's always trying to find something to do, which is why he likes light tanks a lot, I think, and the bat chat, where he's always trying to be aggressive, spotting for the team, pushing a flank, doing whatever. And that's all good and well, and he's very YOLO-y. You watch his stream and his YouTube videos, and he's constantly pushing, he's constantly moving, which is definitely a good thing, I feel. But I sort of found a sweet spot somewhere along the way where I think watching EU and RU streamers, where they'll just find a position that works for them, and then they'll just sit in that position. And if they're a little bit patient, it'll always work out for them, just about, like 99% of the time. Just because of their skill, their situational awareness, and their knowledge of positions and all that sort of stuff comes together. And yeah, okay, they'll be aggressive and they'll push somewhere, and then they'll sit there and they'll sit in that aggressive position and they'll be passive, which is where the whole passive-aggressive play style comes from, I guess. I'm always trying to find better positions, and I'm always trying to play to the best of my ability. I try not to get tilted too much and do stupid shit like that, and I guess that's kind of my play style. I feel like I'm waffling a bit and going on and talking shit, but yeah. I'm not very good at explaining like my thought process, which is why my stream is often very quiet, and I just sit there and I'm playing. I don't talk for like 10-15 minutes. I just play, and some people like that. Some people expect a bit more of a thought process explanation and that sort of stuff, but I can't do that at all. So yeah, I learned from people who I didn't understand. Like I watch streamers from Russia and some Europeans and stuff, and I don't understand what they're saying, but I watch them and I kind of figure out my own reasons for why they do what they do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I try to do on my stream and my replays and stuff is I try not to explain to people because some people might not get it, but if they find a reason to do what I did, but for a completely different reason, then that's great. I think. I feel like I copied a lot of my playstyles from players that I've always considered better than me, but I do it for completely different reasons. And I think that's the thing that really helps, that really sort of solidifies people getting better at the game, is they find things that work for them. You can't just copy someone. Their mind works different from you, and yeah, that's it.
So you take the bits that you find suiting for your playstyle.
Oh, absolutely. I watch a bunch of European and Russian streamers and some American streamers as well, and even the occasional ANZ Asia streamer. But yeah, absolutely. Like I watch them for positions and not so much thought process anymore. I feel like my thought process has gotten to a point where improving it would just be like minuscule improvements, like micro, small things. I feel like at this point it's more about, for me anyway, I feel like at this point it's just trying to improve positioning and reactions to certain things that are happening in the game.
Yeah, I must agree. And also, of course, go watch your stream and your YouTube channel. I will put it below.
Yeah, if you feel like it, if you feel like coming and watching a dumbass Australian play tanks, then yeah.
Sure. Thanks a lot for coming, Val. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're right, man. Much appreciated. See ya.
English one or the Russian one, but man pulled up in the German one. 2 4 4s in a 4-door truck, there's one on the right, on the left, there's one.